Yo, all right, Florida State famo. Just got done watching the Cuse game, and figured I'd do a quick review while I go get me some of that lick. That's right. I'm gonna get me some of that lick, and make a quick store run. But yeah, just got done watching Cuse and Florida State, and so I didn't unfortunately last week, right, I didn't get to do a review, nor did I didn't get to watch the Wake Forest game live. And like I said, I was traveling, so this was my first time really peeping in on the new offensive lineup with the true freshman at tackle, true freshman at guard, Baselli at center, Minshew back in the mix. So I was really pleasantly surprised, man, by what I saw out of the offensive line. Donta Lucas got hurt and didn't come back, but I thought, man, I always forget this dude's name. 59. I can't remember his name right. I always forget his name. For some reason, I always want to call him Josh Ball, and I know that's not his name. But anyways, Brady Scott filled in fairly well. I mean, this is a guy that was a starter, obviously, before Cole Minshew came back. So I'm pleasantly surprised with what I've seen from that offensive line. Like that true freshman at tackle, that's a big deal, man. That's a really big deal. And yeah, so I definitely was pleasantly surprised by that. Horny Brooks got the nod, like I said he would. I think Florida State fans, we're just going to have to deal with the fact that our quarterback situation, right? I think our offensive line situation is in a better spot than they might give us credit for. When you got two true freshmen starting on that offensive line, I think we're okay there moving forward. And we have a number of other underclassmen that haven't even played yet. In the second half, 53, I believe his name is Malcolm Ray. I'm not mistaken, man. That's another true freshman that I saw. They were getting reps in there on that O-line. He was playing some guard. I think he will more likely be a center when it's really his time. But they were using him at guard. So they are definitely trying to build depth, and they are playing bodies. I'm kind of getting off the line here a little bit, but another thing that I noticed, they played a lot of freshmen. I saw a lot of freshmen on defense get some burn. Again, I just pointed out the offensive line guys got some burn. Man, I really, really liked seeing that. I know D-Jack was hurt or something. Man, didn't it feel good not to have to see number 5 out there whiffing on tackles? Our linebacker play is still subpar, but I've said it before, and I'll continue to blow the trumpet on this. If you're gonna lose with the young guys. Now, we didn't lose. My point is, if the young linebackers are gonna go out there, miss tackles, and be out of positions, that's okay. They're young. Get them that experience. They will get better as the season progresses, obviously, and as their career progresses. Jack is a senior, and he plays like a freshman. There's no upgrade with him on the field. So I really like the fact that we got to see a lot of different guys in this game. Jordan Young, redshirt freshman, he made a hell of a catch. It was garbage time, but he did it on the Syracuse starting corner. Same guy that had been covering Tamarion Terry all day. He went up and he snagged the ball on him. I really feel like that's a guy that we should find a way to get him in the rotation, man. I really do. But anyways, let's talk about what we saw offensively, defensively. Let's start with Hornibrook. Like I was saying, I think we got to face facts that our quarterback situation is just what it is. You have one guy that makes solid decisions. I think he's even a better runner than James Blackman, but he makes solid decisions, he makes quick decisions, and he makes the right decisions. If I just had one of these gate guards, I guess he was a Gator fan because he was chopping at me. Almost got out and had to whoop his ass. But anyway, Hornibrook makes the right decision. The problem is, he was making the right decisions. He didn't have the arm for, man, there must have been 5 or 6 of these throws where he's got what he wants. One-on-one, receivers got guys burnt, and he just doesn't have the arm to do it. Like, it's unfortunate, man, because he's what we need from a decision-making standpoint in the quarterback. I don't think I saw any plays this game where I was like, damn, the hell were you thinking making that throw, right? Made all the correct throws. He just didn't have the arm for half of these throws. Had he had the arm, you're talking about we put up 35, man, we could have put up, I don't know, at least 2 more touchdowns. Because had he had the arm, receivers just would have been able to walk in the end zone. Too many times receivers are having to adjust their routes, fight back for the football. It just wasn't, that's the knock on him. That's the knock on him, and I've been saying that. I've been saying, when you tell me who should start is why I've been saying 50-50. Yes, Hornibrook makes the right plays. Yes, he is the more poised of the two. And the more witty of the two. But he really just doesn't have the talent, the physical attributes. You know what I mean? He's not a FSU caliber. I'm not sure he's a D1 caliber quarterback. If I'm being honest with you, he was able to survive at Wisconsin. But again, if you watch Wisconsin, man, they're a run team. They're a power run team. That's why they got blown out by Ohio State today. Because if they can't run the ball, they can't really compete. And that's why I think Wisconsin really wanted to move on from him. So, yeah, he just couldn't make the throws, man. And that was apparent. Cam. Had Cam not gotten hurt, which I don't think is anything serious because he was back out there rooting on the team, and they were smart to say, you know what? Cam would have set the record for touchdowns in a game by a Florida State running back. He had 4 on the game. He dominated. Same way he dominated last week. Again, I didn't watch that game, but from everything I heard, he pretty much dominated last week. He just had that bad fumble. No fumbles. Speaking of Cam and the quarterbacks, I don't know what took him so long to run this version of the Wildcat. If we knew we had shaky quarterback play from the beginning of the season, which is apparent we do, okay? Hornibrook's not the answer long term. Obviously, he's a senior anyway. But he doesn't have he doesn't have the physical attributes to really make a difference. It's one of the reasons why I think they stuck with Blackman so long. And they were hoping they could kind of tame him in, get his decision making. If they simplified it for him, they could get him to make the proper decisions. Because Blackman does have the physical talent from an arm perspective to make the plays that need to be made. But it's obvious, I think Blackman's a little bit of a head case. And it's because he cares so much. I will never knock a kid for caring. That kid wants to win. But he gets in his own way. He starts getting tunnel vision. And you can't have tunnel vision as a quarterback, obviously. The fact is, I don't know why. I have no earthly idea what took so long to implement this version of the Wildcat. Why haven't we seen Cam Akers and Kalen LeBourne in the backfield together before? Why are we waiting till we're 3-4 on the season, fighting for bowl eligibility? We lose this game, there is no bowl game again this year. And it was wildly successful. Now, there was one hiccup on the Wildcat, and that was because Cam was starting to feel himself, and he decides, I'm gonna roll out the pocket, do a back foot, one hop throw, and it should have been intercepted, but it wasn't. But man, the Wildcat was wildly successful. I feel like Cam made the correct decision every time, whether it was a hold or give the ball to the back between him and LeBourne, the sideline to sideline, because you expect Cam to run it, so that opens up those screen passes they like to do so much more. When you have a threat of the person snapping the ball, whether that's quarterback or running back, running it, it opens everything up so much more. And man, I really enjoyed seeing the Wildcat. Now, I understand Syracuse not a good team. I'm not even pretending like they are. But right now we're in a situation where we got to see what works and what doesn't. I would like to see the Wildcat go more going forward, just like we had it today. I think they would be smart to implement that more. The plays I want to see get thrown out the goddamn playbook, the reverses. I don't want to see no more reverses. We don't have the offensive line really to run the reverses. We have to start running these reverses, man. I don't want to see. I'm sick of seeing that. Have we had a successful reverse this year? I'm not sure we have. Didn't in the Boise State Terry score off a reverse, or that might have been a forward pitch? Other than that, though, I don't want to see the reverses. I think that's a play we need to kind of scratch from the playbook going forward. Talked about the O-line, talked about the quarterbacks, talked about Cam's great game. LeBourne ran hard. You can tell LeBourne's maybe a year away from really being what he was pre-injury. Because he's still wearing that brace. And I know it's hard for him to cut. It's hard for him to do the things he wants to do as a back with that big old brace on his knee. He's still wearing it. I think next year you'll see a different Kalen. Obviously, he'll probably be the starter as well. I don't expect Cam to come back. If you're Cam, why would you come back? Go make your money. I thought the receivers played well for the most part. I thought... I'm trying to think I thought Trayshawn, man. Thought he had some drops. I talked about the young stud and Jordan Young. You got to see him. Terry had man, on one trick play. I know there's no way this play was designed like this, but boy, did it work. And Terry went about 54 yards on that. I thought Terry played hard today. Didn't see any drops. I can't recollect. I thought Trey McKitty played a tough game. Offensively, man, I thought we were pretty solid. We kind of fell asleep, but we had some penalties that stalled some drives, and that obviously didn't help. But yep, that's the offense. That's a quick rundown of the offense. Defensively, with the starters in the game, they played the best 4 quarters of defensive football I've seen this year. Granted, I didn't watch the Wake Forest game, and I do know that we helped that Wake Forest team to under their average. But from what I gathered from that game, Wake Forest moved the ball up and down the field. They just couldn't score in the red zone. They played, in my opinion, the best 4 quarters of defense I saw. Marvin Wilson, I've talked about this guy a bunch on this channel. Absolutely dominant. Big Coop was dominant. They had nobody that could mess with those two guys. I saw Emmett Rice played a solid game. I thought Nazoldine played a solid game. I still think Stanford Samuel is soft as baby. I don't really want to watch him play. They need to find another corner on that side. I still don't think he's good. But they're sticking with him. I think he's a junior or a senior. I don't expect him to be the starter next year. If there is, there's a problem, and I'm going to Tallahassee myself and fixing that one. Again, the linebackers played okay. Again, I said Emmett Rice I thought Emmett Rice was all over the place. Jaleel McCray got plenty of snaps. Mark Gaynor was quiet. We got more pressure from really our front three than we did from our edge guys. I thought the secondary seemed to play okay. Not really any breakdowns. Asante Samuel, I thought maybe had his best game of the year. He had one play, man, where he should have picked that thing off, but he got hit as he was trying. He got hit in the thigh as he was trying to catch it, which would have been a tough play to make. But I thought Asante Samuel was really good. We're coming along defensively. I don't think the Syracuse quarterback is particularly talented at any one thing, maybe except running. Don't think he's a talented thrower at all. We're very interested to see this defense against Miami's offense, because I don't think Miami's offense. I'm gonna do an in-depth breakdown next week of Miami versus FSU, aka the shit bowl this week, next weekend, the toilet bowl. Two bad teams if we're being completely honest, but I do think we're better than Miami. And I'm not gonna make excuses on our season, but at least if you look at our season, the teams we lost to all have winning records. We don't have a Georgia Tech on our schedule, where that's a 1-5 team, and Miami went out there and lost that game. But that's getting a bit off sidetracked. I thought defensively we were solid. Special teams wise, we had 2 block extra points. I'm a put that on the kicker. He was brand new. Aguayo was sick. Aguayo might be sick the rest of the year. I think Willie might go with the freshman kicker from here on out. I would say at this point you probably have to. Aguayo might be mentally fractured at this point. Yeah. So special teams gotta improve. I don't think DJ Matthews fielded one punt. Everything was fair. I mean, fielded as in like tried to make a play. I think he fair caught everything. That may be a kudos to a Syracuse punter. Syracuse didn't score any points until garbage time. It was 35-3. I think they finished with 35-17. They didn't do anything until garbage time. So there was nothing on the kickoffs necessarily. Our kicker, the young kicker though, you got to get the ball up, man. You got to get the ball up, and that is probably something that would come with some experience. So special teams didn't really play a factor. Just worth noting that we had 2 blocked extra points, and we did convert a 2-point conversion this week. I thought Kendall Browse. I thought he really coached one of his better games offensively, and I really think that has a lot to do with the fact that he trusts Hornibrook. But we had a stretch of plays, again, and I loved it, where they went straight Wildcat for, 5, 6, 7 plays in a row. I don't know why they took this long to implement that. Especially when Cam Akers, I know he was recruited as the second or first. You can argue between him and Najee Harris that came out at the same time, who was the better high school back. That was between those two. And I know he was recruited as a running back, but the guy was actually a quarterback in high school. Dual threat quarterback. He has a little bit of arm. He knows how to run the read option. I don't understand what took so long to implement that, especially when we don't necessarily have, the most competent quarterback play. Again, if Hornibrook had an arm, we probably would have put up 49. At least 2 of those throws, a receiver walks in the end zone. Hornibrook just didn't have the gusto on his throw to, he pissed the bed on a lot of the throws. He really did. He pissed the bed. So, yep, going on 20. About to go in the liquor store and get me a little something. I'm gonna watch the Regis Prograde and Josh Taylor fight when I get back. I think that fight happened in the UK. I think that fight already happened. I just haven't watched it. Haven't even seen who won it yet because I don't want to look. I'm gonna check that out here in a minute. Yeah, man, you already know the deal, man. If you like what you're hearing, like, subscribe, comment, share it. I'm back after a week off of doing my thing and traveling. I'm back, about to get back on this content. We got rivalry week coming up this week, obviously. FSU, Miami, Canes versus Knowles. So we'll start some trash talk. Yes, this is the Toilet Bowl. Both teams are not very good this year. Both teams will go into this game 4-4. Miami went down to the wire again, this time with Pitt. Jaron Williams comes in and saves that game. It's very interesting to see who they go with going forward. Yeah, so I'm going to do an in-depth breakdown to see who just really, from a talent perspective, position by position, who's the better team. And we'll break down who's the better coaching staff, because I know Miami, they have a lot of problem with their coach, what's going on with Manny Diaz and them guys too, you know. So, yep. That was my review, man, for Cuse versus Seminoles. Man, y'all have a good rest of y'all night, y'all evening. Still daytime here in the 808, so they just getting started here. Hey, man, go Knowles. Have a good one.